Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This lecture is sequel of the last lecture that we were discussing about the crucible that are used in two thermoanalytical techniques, that is TGA and DSC. A few of the crucible types were discussed. The remaining types of crucible will be discussed in this lecture, because these crucible are crucially important in TGA and DSC, because in these two thermoanalytical techniques these crucibles are used as sample holders. Also in this lecture we are discuss the hyphenation techniques, hyphenated techniques. What is the hyphenated techniques and what is hyphenation, and what are the advantages of the hyphenations, and use the hyphenated techniques in analysis of various type of materials in quality control labs. So this is another type of crucible that are used in TGA and DSC thermoanalytical technique. High pressure crucible, pneumonic a type of alloy. In this type of crucible have a volume to hold the sample 270 to 500 macroliter. Also utilize these type of crucibles lid, mean incorporated with lid. Pneumonic ATA is used for the high pressure crucible purpose. Pneumonic ATA is a temperature resistant alloy made of nickel, chromium, titanium and aluminium. The crucible can be sealed thanks to its threaded using a special sealing tool. After the measurement, it can be opened, cleaned and reused about 20 times with a sealed disc each time. This is a type of high pressure crucible. The maximum pressure is 10 MPa. When sealed, the 20 to 70 macroliter crucible has a height of about 10 mm and is therefore too high for DSC. The furnace body can be extended using the so-called furnace expander, provided the sample changer is not used. The 500 crucible is 16 mm high and is therefore only suitable for use with a type of instrument TF 4000 measuring cell with the flat lid. This TA 4000 instrument type is from Mettler Toledo company. Left side of the crucible picture is for 270 macroliter sample holding, and the right side of the crucible picture is 500 macroliter sample holding. Continue with the type of crucible PCA and or sapphire crucible that have a capacity to hold a sample of 70 microliter. These crucible also used with lids. PCA is a polycrystalline alumina oxide with properties similar to sapphire. Thanks to its material structure, PCA is very tight, chemically resistant and inert material. The PCA crucible can be recommended for all type of materials including melting metals such as iron and nickel, because it is totally resistant to the metals. The melted alloy cannot react with this type of material. This is very non-reactive material. And now we'll discuss about the alumina crucible that have a capacity of 330 to 900 macroliter to hold the sample. These crucible are also used with lids. Alumina mean the aluminium oxide crucible are the crucible that are normally used for TGA measurements, above all when the TG signal and not the STD signal is important. These crucible can be reused after mechanical cleaning. Store them if need be in water or possibly even in 10% hydrochloric acid, because 10% hydrochloric acid dissolve all the type of material that is formally analyzed in these crucibles, because many salts are soluble in water. Oxides from chlorides in hydrochloric acid, which can then be removed by rinsing. After drying, heat the crucible to red heat to ensure that no weight loss occurs when they are used, because this TGA technique is basically a temperature time weight relationship. Alumina crucible 330 to 900 microliters. The 600 microliter crucible is manufactured from alumina with a very low silicon dioxide content and therefore can be used for measuring molten metals even at high temperatures. Special aluminium lids for the alumina crucibles and the sapphire crucibles, because these type of crucible are also used lids for the sample analysis by TGA and DSC. They are removed by sample changer during the TG measurements. Lastly, the glass crucible. This is a different type of crucible as shown in the picture. The Duran glass crucible have the advantage that they are transparent and chemically resistant. The sample is filled through the neck of the glass crucible. The crucible is sealed by melting the neck in a small flame, and a special holder is available that allows the sample to be cooled during sealing. The maximum pressure that is utilized in this crucible is 5 MPa. When sealed, the crucible has a height of about 10 mm and is therefore too high for the furnace body can be extended using the so-called furnace expander, provided the sample changer is not used. So all these were about the different types of crucible that are utilized in thermoanalytical technique, that are TGA and DSC. Now we'll discuss the hyphenation. What is a hyphenation and hyphenated techniques? A hyphenated technique is combination or coupling of two different analytical techniques with the help of proper interface. Hirschfeld in 1980 introduced the term hyphenation to refer to the online combination of a separation technique and one or more spectroscopic detection techniques. Now, what are the advantages of hyphenated techniques? Fast and accurate analysis, high degree of automation, higher sample throughput, better reproducibility, reduction of decontamination due to its closed system, separation and quantification achieved at the same time. It's a fast type of analysis. In the hyphenation, several techniques are used to analyze the gas product from a TG experiment, because during the TG analysis, that is temperature weight analysis technique, during the temperature increase, the sample under the observation in TGA can evolve the gases. These gases can be analyzed by using hyphenated techniques. Using the evolved gas analysis, and this approach is called the evolved gas analysis. These are a subset of hyphenated techniques where two or more instruments are combined. So what is the evolved gas analysis, EGA? The samples on heating release gases or vapors through desorption and decomposition. This release is accompanied by thermal effects and obviously mass losses, which themselves can be detected by the appropriate thermal analysis technique. For example, DTA differential thermal analysis or DSC differential scanning calorimetry and TG respectively thermogrametric analysis. The thermal analysis technique does not, however, identify the gas evolved, and for complex decomposition such information is essential. It has thus become fairly routine to couple the basic techniques already described the system for either detecting the evolution of gas or gases from the sample. It means this is a type of coupling of one technique with the other one is the hyphenation. So this is a block diagram for the evolved gas analysis, EGA. For example, this is a carrier gas from any type of thermoanalytical technique, usually DSC or TGA. Then that injected the evolved gas is injected specifically by a special pulse device. Then this gas evolved by like the thermal analysis TGA, DC, and DTA, and this gas is then put into the another technique, that is that maybe MS and FTIR. They depend upon the target analysis. Which kind of gas is evolved during the thermal analysis, and which technique is to be coupled with the thermoanalytical technique. That is, this is the block diagram explanation for the hyphenation of two techniques, mean the coupling of two analytical technique. There are three common techniques that is are hyphenated, mean two techniques are coupled with each other, mean two techniques with mostly with attached with the TGA, thermal gravimetric analysis. FTIR can be connected with TGA. This is also called a vibrational type of spectroscopy. TGA can be coupled with MS, mass spectrometry, for very accurate analysis of different contents in its lower in its lower concentration. TGA can be connected with GCMS, gas chromatography, mass spectrometry. Evolved gas can easily be detected by the gas chromatography connected with mass spectrometer as detector. Now discuss about the TGA FTIR. A thermogravimetric analyzer TGA combined with an infrared spectrometer is the most common type of evolved gas analysis in EGS system. When you heat a sample on the TGA, the sample will release volatile materials or generate combustion components as it burns. So these burned components as a result of combustion can easily be detected by FTIR. These gases are then transferred to your IR cell where the components can be identified as shown in the figure. This technique is most useful when the evolved gases are known to be one of small set, such as water, carbon dioxide, or common solvents which have characteristics IR spectra. On the basis of their IR characteristics IR spectra, these three components can easily be distinguished because these have characteristics IR peaks. So by hyphenation of thermogravimetric analysis with the FTIR technique, the following the following parameters of any compound related information can be collected by this type of hyphenation technique. The FTIR coupling can be employed for the following application areas, for example decomposition, pyrolysis, oxidation, compositional analysis, polymer content, dehydration, solid gas reactions, corrosion, ash content, residual solvent content, combustion, catalysis, coal analysis, evaporation, and the outgassing. These all the areas can be analyzed by the hyphenation of TGA with FTIR. The hyphenation technique will provide the fruitful information about all the areas of the application. Now the second one is TGA-MS. The combination of TGA with MS allow you to detect very low level of impurity in real time. By heating a sample on the TGA, the sample will release volatile materials or generate combustion component as it burns. Like in the case of last case, the burn component can also be detected by IR. If these components are in very low amount, then these can be detected with sensitivity by using MS, mass spectrometry as detector. These gases are transferred to MS where the components can be identified. Because of its ability to detect very low level of material, the TGMS is a powerful tool for quality control, safety, and product development. This technique is most useful when the evolved gases or breakdown products are known in advance but are few in numbers. TGA can be coupled with GCMS. The combination of TGA with GCMS is becoming increasingly popular because gases are efficiently detected by gas chromatography. Um, Gas chromatography is connected with various type of detector, but among all these detector like electrochemical detector, electron capture detector, FID, flame ionization, that is called the flame ionization detector, MS, the mass spectrometer, but the among all the detectors, MS is efficiently work and detect and has sensitive to determine the contents in very low concentration. When you heat a sample on TGA, it causes gases to be released. These gases are then transferred to the GC where the components can be collected. The sample can then be burned by GC to separate the material and the peaks identified by the MS. Because of its ability to detect a very low level of material in complex mixtures, the TG GCMS is a powerful tool for quality control, safety, and product development. So if TGA is hyphenated with GCMS, then the following type of analysis can be performed by TGA GSE GCMS hyphenated instrumentation. Separation of complex gas mixtures, gas detection and identification mean both qualitative and quantitative analysis. Composition analysis mean the content analysis. Solid gas reaction, decomposition products as a result of degradation, decomposition, pyrolysis, and other type of reaction. Pyrolysis gases, combustion products, flue gas identification, identification of additives like the plasticizers that are used in the plastic to enhance the elasticity of that particular polymeric material. Now let's see the evolved gas analysis, some few practical examples. For example, the residual solvent in pharmaceutical substances. There are various type of solvents are used in the preparation of the pharmaceutical product like the medicine and drugs. Various toxic solvents are used like dichloromethane, methanol, acetonitrile, acetone, ethyl acetate, and hexane. So it's very prime important to analyze the residual solvent present with the drugs or the associated with drugs. These residual solvent guidelines are also given by United States Pharmacopoeia. At what level these residual solvent will be permitted with associated with the drugs, and at the specific limit defined in the United States Pharmacopoeia, and above these limit, these are the toxic to human beings. So these residual solvents are essentially identified in the labs for the quality control purpose of the drugs and the medicines. Many pharmaceutical substances are recrystallized from the solvents. As a result, residues of solvent often remain in the product. Combined techniques such as TGMS are ideal to detect and identify such undesired residues. In the example, methanol and acetone were used to crystallize the active substance. The curve is shown with the TGA curve because you know well about the TGA. TGA is temperature time relationship with the passage of with decrease in the mass of a substance under investigation. You can see easily from TGA curve first steps. Step 1, decrease in mass of a substance minus 1.9%, while in the second step the decrease in mass is 4.5%. And when these masses are decreased, it means the gases are evolved. These gases are easily detected by GCMS. And in the lower peak, MS peak, mass to charge ratio is shown. Mass to charge ratio as 31 and mass to charge ratio as 43 is shown for to different type of components that are present as associated with the drug as relevant. Uh, the presence of these substances is confirmed by peak in mass to charge ratio 43 and mass to charge ratio 431 fragment in 9 curves. The result indicates the weight loss step at 200 degrees centigrade is almost entirely due to the elimination of acetone. Now let's see an other example of TGA-FTR, thermal behavior of cable insulation material, electric cable insulation materials. TGA-FTR analysis was used to determine whether the corrosive substances are formed in the processing of ETFE cable insulation material, ethylene trifluoroethylene cable insulation material. This ethene trifluoroethylene is for ETFE cable insulation material for metal connection during thermal treatment. The analysis of finished insulation material indicated that the sample released volatile substances at temperature above about 275 degrees centigrade. It means this cable insulation is stable to very high temperature, about 275 degrees centigrade. An IR spectrum recorded during the main decomposition process at 10 degrees centigrade shows that the alkyl fluorides and hydrogen fluorides, as a result of hydrofluoric, it's a 3500 to 4000 per centimeter IR peaks are shown for these particular materials are produced as a decomposition product. HF is therefore released at high temperature and could potentially attack metal connections. The use of ETFE is, however, perfectly acceptable because processing is performed at low temperature. For this type of material, two curves are shown, that is TGA curve and DTG curve. The IR spectrum is shown that this is the characteristic peak that is shown between 3500 to 4000 per centimeter when the material is heated at 510 degrees centigrade. Another example of evolved gas analysis is delamination of printed circuit boards. Using TMA, thermal mechanical analysis, as a very sensitive method, the temperature of the first irreversible changes, delamination, can be determined, and at the same time the nature of the gases evolved can be identified. If printed circuit board are exposed to excessive heat, for example in a soldering bath, there is the risk that the layers of the board separate, mean the layers can be delaminated. So for the temperature behavior using the TMA, in the figure the shown is the first is softening time temperature, other is the delamination. I mean the delamination has occurred around about 350 degrees centigrade and softening is occurred at 100 degrees centigrade. From the lower the figure at the bottom, one can identify what kind of material is evolved as the result of TMA curve at high temperature. The red line is for mass to charge ratio is 94 and the blue line is mass to charge ratio is 79. 94 mass to charge ratio is methyl bromide, while the mass to charge ratio 79 for is lonely represent the bromide. Evolved gas analysis continue. This is hardly visible, but it can be destroy the electrical connections. If the thermostat is too high, decomposition can continue, in which gases are evolved that cause further damages. By using TMA, we can determine the coating of cables, either at what level they exist on the boards. From the delamination of PC board with TMA EGA, we can easily assess the stability of these type of board if these are considered at high temperature. So these are the some techniques that is hyphenated the TGA or TMA. TGA was also hyphenated with FTIR, LCMS, GCMS, or known as MS, while the evolved gas analysis can also be determined by using TMA, thermal mechanical analysis connected with mass spectrometer. That is called the TMA EGA curve. From TMA EGA curve, we can easily assess the delamination of PC board and what kind of behavior will be shown by the PC board if it is exposed to at high temperature. So this was all about the different types of crucible used in thermoanalytical techniques, particularly TGA and DSC. And in the second part of this lecture, we have discussed the hyphenation techniques, the coupling of one technique with the other, that is that provide us the fruitful information about the sample. The particular focus on this lecture was in the hyphenation technique, the TGA, FTIR, and TGA GCMS. So thank you very much. If you have any question, please put your question in the chat box. I will answer all your questions. Thank you very much.